And welcome to the Grant Center. My name is Eddie Glenn, joined here by Corey Baldwin, where we have a presentation of women's basketball, where we have your Averett University Cougars going up against the Lynchburg Hornets. The Averett University Cougars host the University of Lynchburg for a non-conference battle. Averett enters play following a dominant weekend on the road, beating Piedmont College 3-1 and Reinhardt University 3-2. Junior Mackenzie Miller set a new career high with 55 assists, while freshman Lauren Montran added a career-high 23-kill performance. Corey, what do you have?
The Hornets arrived in Danville, winners of 4 out of their last 5 games, having lost 3-0 to Washington and Lee University last time out. Averett carries a 14-6 all-time mark against Lynchburg, dating back to 1987 season. The Cougars have won 2 straight over the Hornets, including a 3-2 win last season. The Cougars host their first home tri-match of the season this coming weekend, battling Maryville College at 11 a.m. and Bridgewater College at 3 p.m. on Saturday. Now for your starters tonight for Lynchburg Hornets. Number 3, Lauren Stanford. Number 4, Abby Leeper. Number 11, Sydney Frink. Number 13, Callie Clevenger. Number 15, Lisa Hagendal. Number 16, Natalie LaVille. Number 19, Erin Foreigner. And now for your Averett Cougars, we have number 1, Micah Patterson. Number 3, Lauren Montran. Number 5, Mackenzie Miller. Number 6, Sarah Shropshire. Number 15, Morgan Barnes. Number 18, Madison Dedez. And number 23, Zamaya Mango.
And, players to look out for, Corey, as you mentioned, number 23, Lauren Montran. Excuse me, let me make sure I got that number right. Number 3, Lauren Montran, the freshman. She had a career-high 23-kill performance over last weekend. You can't forget about Mackenzie Miller setting a career-high in assists, 55 assists. And then seniors like Maddie Dedez. You got junior Micah Patterson in there at libero. This is a new position for her that she's really just starting to play, but she's doing a daggone good job at it. And Zamaya Mangum finding her shot from the outside when it comes to power and accuracy. The Cougars looking for their 3rd win of the season. They come in 2-7. Lynchburg comes in 7-2, but the Cougars aren't looking at records. The only record they're looking at is the fact that they're 14-6 all-time against Lynchburg, and they're trying to pick up another big win here against a 7-2, a dominating ODAC team that's, would put the USAC and the rest of this conference on notice. The Cougars will be starting off in the white tops and blue bottoms. Lynchburg come in the black and red tops on black bottoms. Again, Micah Patterson in at libero for the Cougars. Coach Danny Miller entering his 25th season here at Averett. Served by Lynchburg. That's set to Montran. Lynchburg able to get up under it. They're going to send one across. That was blocked. Looked like a double block there. It's got to be sent across by the Cougars. Montran sends it over. Lynchburg trying to set something up nicely here. And that goes out of bounds. Looked like Lynchburg is trying to lean heavy on Abby Leeper. Leeper's got 70 kills on the year.
And she's only a freshman, so wow, that's great to be in that position as a freshman. Go to.
And Mackenzie Miller trying the no-look continuance there. Miller sets up Shropshire. Shropshire able to go off the hands of that front wall of Lynchburg, and the Cougars go up early, 2-0. Mackenzie Miller on the serve. Micah Patterson keeps it alive. Miller and puts it in a very precarious spot for Lynchburg, and the Cougars on a roll early.
Love to see this from Averett early, having the energy. Hopefully they can keep going.
Micah trying to find Shropshire. Shropshire. Lynchburg does a good job of getting up under that ball. They send it over. Ball to Montran. Montran. And is able to find the hardwood again. Cougars up 4-0. They're starting off really strong, but just like basketball, volleyball is a game of runs. And the Cougars have to stay on their P's and Q's, and they cannot get, comfortable with this lead here of just 4-0. Shropshire again. A little too much mustard on that one. Sails out of bounds, so Lynchburg picks up their first point of the match.
We have a sub for Lynchburg, number 5 coming in, Miss Annie Tynes, as she gets back to serve.
Tynes sends it over. Mangum finds it. Miller sets up Montran. Montran takes it over easily, and Lynchburg brings the heat that time. I believe that was number 11, Sydney Frank, who leads the team in kills on the year. She's got 104 kills. And that's Frank again finding hardwood. And Lynchburg evens it back up at 4 apiece.
That was Callie Clevenger, number 13, on the block that time. Right place at the right time. Avery not being able to recover.
Patterson finds Montran, and looks like it's just too much for Lynchburg to handle.
Oh, man. Power on that kill.
I mean, Montran just has the rocket attachment that she can take out of her pocket and add to the end of her elbow at any time. Good call by the Cougars to not touch it. 6-4. Shropshire keeps it alive. Cougars have to go over here. Montran sends it. Point awarded to Lynchburg.
And that's Frank again. She is really looking good right here early in the first set.
I mean, she's a senior, so she's got the experience. She knows where she wants to place the ball, and she's just an overall good player, good leader for this Hornets volleyball team. And Shropshire finding the gap in the defense. And in comes a senior for the Cougars, and Madison Dedez. Patterson on the serve. Miller gets up under it. Patterson sets up Shropshire. Lynchburg almost not able to handle. Here's Frank again. That front wall does great for Averett. Lynchburg has to go over here. Montran, Miller, Dedez, and Lynchburg keeps it alive. Here we go, Montran again. Miller looking for Shropshire this time. And almost able to find hardwood, but Lynchburg does a great job with a couple of digs there. And Lynchburg finally comes out on top. Good rally there by both teams. 7-6, Cougars still lead. So Maya Mangum bringing the heat.
waiting to see her get involved. I tell you, she brings a lot of power to this team.
Dual sport athlete is Amaya Mangum, and she brings the power to both of the sports that she plays. The Cougars able to keep it alive, and actually going to be, the point will be waved off and given to Lynchburg. But the dual sport athlete Amaya Mangum also plays softball, and she is a home run hitter. She is somebody that opposing pitchers hate throwing in the box to, because she is a threat to send it flying over the gate at any moment in time. (8-7) Cougars lead. And that was Leeper trying to find the opposite back corner of the Cougars, but sent it just out of bounds. So Mangum on the serve. And Mangum just off target. Had she been able to squeeze that in there, that would have been a good service ace there. Service error that time by Hogsdahl. Dedez back to serve for the Cougars.
That Averett Cougar front line able to get hands on that, giving them an 11-8 lead here early in the first set.
Another good serve by Dedez. Now is Miller trying to find Barnes. Point will go to Lynchburg. What a good dig there by Lynchburg. And Lynchburg able to pick up the point off of the dig, 11-10. You see head coach men's basketball team, David Duino, out here helping out the volleyball team.
And not able to get underneath that one as that goes selling out of bounds, as that point goes to Lynchburg. The game now all tied at 11.
And Corey, you might know a little bit about this, but Coach David Duino is a lot different than Danny Miller.
Oh, man.
Danny Miller, cool, calm, and collected on the sideline. Coach Duino, the opposite of every word I just said on the sideline. He's very energized, very involved in the game, and he's coaches with a lot of energy, coaches with the energy that he wants you to play with.
Definitely.
12-11, Lynchburg takes the lead. And that ball comes off of Patterson's arms the wrong way, and it takes the wrong spin for the Cougars. Scolo able to get up under it.
That front line.
Front wall of the Cougars.
Ooh, man. They're great right now.
And they're a vital part of why Averett is still in this game, as Sarah Shropshire comes in for Harper Scolo. Mangum keeps it alive. Miller sends it over. Miller sets up Montran. And the point goes to Lynchburg. (14-12).
That's Lynchburg's front line there.
And the Cougars almost got lucky. That ball almost went out of bounds, just straddled that back line back there. So timeout called. 15-12. Lynchburg leads it.
If you have the talent and dedication to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
And we're back here. Lynchburg still leads at 15-12. Let's see if Coach Danny Miller drew up something out of the break, and just out of the timeout break, the Cougars pick up a point.
That was number 11. Sydney Frank not able to get that one over the net.
Montran will step back to serve. Shropshire almost found a gap in the defense there. And that's Leaper coming off the side of the hands of the Cougars. Leaper, a freshman out of Midlothian, Virginia. Now is Morgan Barnes, the freshman for the Cougars, trying to bring the heat. The Cougars find themselves trailing by 4. Lynchburg sit at 17. The Cougars with 13. Patterson looking for Mangum. Mangum decides to turn the heat off this time. Miller looking for Mangum again. She does not take the heat off this time. Almost get the Cougars back on the board here. Looking for Shropshire. Good dig there by Lynchburg. Good dig there by Montran. Miller looking for Mangum this time. Back and forth we go. Miller looking for Mangum again. Mangum turns the heat off again. And Lynchburg come out the battle on top, 18-3. But good play on both sides.
Despite Averett not able to get the point, I tell you, Samaya Mangum, smart how she turns on and turns off the heat. And number 11, Sydney Frank, putting the smoke on that one. Averett not able to get it back over the net. Lynchburg leads 19-13.
Miller trying to find Shropshire, and Shropshire finds Hardwood. 19-14, Cougars show by just 5 as Madison Nadez comes back on the court. Micah Patterson will step back to serve. Miller looking for Shropshire. And Lynchburg almost able to keep it alive. But the Cougars pull it to just a 3-point game. Or a 4-point game, excuse me. It's 19-15.
And that's number 11, Sydney Frank for Lynchburg. She's really been a big part in this team's lead early on in the first set.
Senior out of Chester, Virginia. Miller trying to find the Dez. And Montran trying to keep it alive, but just comes off her arms the wrong way. 21-15 now. Timeout Cougars. Coach Danny Miller going to try and gather his team, get them back on track here. 21-15, Cougars trail.
And we're back after the timeout from Averett. Hopefully they can come out after the timeout and do something big to get back into this game as they trail 21-15. And just like that, get another point out of the timeout. Zamaya Mangum putting the heat on that one.
And Scolo with the service error. Makes it 22-16 for the Hornets. And I believe this is Sydney Frank back to serve for Lynchburg. Miller looking for Dedez. Dedez not able to find Hardwood that time. Miller looking for Mangum this time. And Mangum finds the floor. 22-17 now for the Cougars. And Mangum just a little bit too much. I think she thought Lynchburg would bite on it and try and get a hand to it either way, but Lynchburg with the smart play off the service. The service error, that is, excuse me. 23-17. Miller finds Montran. And Montran went play side hand there and still was able to keep it in bounds, but nevertheless, Lynchburg picks up the point 24-17. Micah Patterson able to get it over with the dig and find Hardwood. In comes Morgan Barnes, the freshman. 24-18, the Cougars staying alive here. Madison Dedez back to serve. Miller looking for Montran. And Montran finds the Hardwood, 24-19. The Cougars on their way back.
That's a smart play by Montran. Able to tip that over.
Cougars almost able to pick up a service ace right there, but the Cougars make it 24-20 now. Almost another service ace there by the Dez. Miller looking for Mangum. And the Cougars pick up yet another point, 24-21. Cougars on their way back. Timeout called by Lynchburg this time, 24-21. The Cougars on their way back in set number 1. Cougars on a heck of a run right now, 24-21. Madison Dedez back there to serve. Mangum with a nice dig there, looking for Montrez, the Cougars, and not quite sure what happened there, but Lynchburg able to pick up the point and set number 1. But the Cougars made it close, and that's going to give them momentum headed into the second set. Cougars trail 0-1 in set action.
What makes Averett special to me is the family-oriented and diverse background and communities. Here at Averett, we believe in one family, one team philosophy. As an RA, being able to guide people in the right direction and building a community helps me develop leadership. Also, being a leader on the football team and captain, it helps me guide people to be better each and every way.
we're back here for the second set as Lynchburg took the first set, 25-21.
And the Cougars put up a valiant effort in that when they were down by as much as 6 and really stormed back before a couple of mental errors took them out of that set.
And just like that, Lynchburg on the board already. And I want to say that was number 11, a senior, Sydney Frank, able to put that ball over the net for the Hornets. That's a great dig by Micah Patterson. Zamaya Mangum able to get that over the net. And again, number 11, a senior, Sydney Frank.
And the Cougars did a good job with those, digs 2 in a row. That initial one by Micah Patterson and Zamaya doing a good job of getting forward and able to send that ball back over.
That's a setup for Sarah. And she's able to find the hardwood as that point goes to Averett. Lauren back to serve. Setting up Sarah again. It's a great dig by Lynchburg. And that point goes to Lynchburg. That was number 16, Natalie Lavelle, the junior out of Wilmington, Delaware.
LaBera Stanford serving for the Hornets, and the Cougars not able to control it, and they do send it out of bounds. So 4-1 Lynchburg, starting off strong here in the second set.
And Averett not able to get that one, keep that one in bounds. As that point goes to Lynchburg, they take an early lead, 5-1 here in the second set. And that's setting up Zamaya, and she's able to get that over as the ball goes out of bounds off the hands of Lynchburg.
And there are a few people that have that rocket arm attachment I talked about earlier. Mangum, Shropshire, and Montran are pretty much the 3 for the Cougars who can really put some mustard on that ball and send it across the net with some power and put some fear in the heart of the other girls.
And that point goes to Lynchburg.
(6-2) Lynchburg out in front. I believe that was Davis Hackenberg for Lynchburg on the serve.
And that's a great block on the front line of Averett. That's the dead setting up Sarah. And she's able to find the hardwood.
And Shropshire doing a good job of locating locating off the other end of her attack there, trying to find where she wanted to put that ball, and precision is key with Shropshire in the front line of the Cougars. That's the Dez and Miller up front, and I believe they're both going to be credited with the block there. Shropshire back to serve.
And that's a little too strong by the Hornets as that ball goes sailing out of bounds. Averett able to tack on another point. Now trailed by just 1 here in the second set.
Montran doing a good job of getting up under it. Miller sets up Mangum. Mangum with the easy touchy over.
And once again, Lynchburg just too strong. Not able to keep the ball in bounds. The game all tied, 6-all.
Shropshire back to serve. Shropshire. Miller sets up to Dez. To Dez. Couldn't get it past the defense of Lynchburg.
And that's that front line. That's the Dez.
Sending it back, right back at you, Lynchburg.
Shropshire back to serve. And that's that front line of Averett again. That was Madison to Dez.
Timeout called Lynchburg. Cougars lead it 8-6 in this second set, trying to go 1-1 in set play and not get down 2-0. Let's see if the Cougars can keep it up here in the second set.
I think me being involved with SAC, along with my involvement with the men's soccer team, has made my experience at Averett amazing. At first, I didn't really want to get involved around campus, but since jumping in the deep end, I feel like I've had a brilliant experience, and me being able to help Averett whilst Averett's helping me is probably the best experience.
And we're back live here at the Grant Center. Sarah Shropshire back to serve for the Cougars. It is 8-6. Cougars lead it off of some good play right before the timeout break.
And that was Sarah Shropshire just a little too strong on the serve. As that point goes to Lynchburg. That's a setup for Zamaya. And just a little too much mustard on that one as that goes sailing out of bounds as we're tied at 8-all. Set up for the Dez. And she's able to find the hardwood. Lynchburg not ready for that at all.
And the Dez showing that she's got some power in those arms. The Dez has been a mainstay on this court all of her 4 years here. Good leader on and off the court for this team. Point goes to Lynchburg that time, 9-9.
That's a great dig from Zamaya as a setup for Lauren. And she's able to get that over as that comes off the hands of the Lynchburg as it sails out of bounds. That point goes to Averett.
(10-9) Cougars. The Dez back to serve. Miller sets up Mangum. And she's able to find the gap in the defense there.
She's a very smart player. She knows when and when not to put the heat on, catching the defenders off guard.
And she's only going to get better as time goes on, and she's able to really learn how to rein in that power and put the ball where she wants it. But like you said already, such a smart player. Great dig there by Scolo, but not able to get it up high enough for another player to make a good play on it. 11-10, Cougars still in the lead.
Set up for Lauren. That's Lynchburg front line with the block. With another block. And that's a great tip. Mackenzie Miller, a smart play. Getting that one, able to find the hardwood as they take the lead 12-10.
Miller back to serve.
The setup for Sarah, and she's able to find the hardwood.
And able to play it in the spaces. Sarah Shropshire really split the gap between two defenders. And like you said, able to add on another point here for this Cougar offense. Looking for Montran. Good dig there.
And that point goes to Averett as that ball goes out of bounds.
14-10. Let's see if the Cougars can close it out here. And Miller almost catching Lynchburg off guard there. Cougars trying to find Shropshire. Lynchburg able to stand strong there. Mangum, Miller, and Lynchburg with a strong defense in front of the net.
That's a setup for Lauren, and she's able to find a gap in the defense. Averett leads 15-11. And that's Averett's front line with the block. Adding on another point here.
Timeout Lynchburg, 16-11. Cougars lead it here at the Grand Center.
Across divisions, sports, championships, and schools for nearly 500,000 student athletes. College sports create lifelong opportunity, and that starts with education. We've raised the academic bar, so more are earning degrees, creating healthier campuses by working with the nation's brightest minds, and making sure more have the chance to succeed and are supported on their journey. But beyond the numbers, it's about opportunity, and we're working to provide it for every student athlete.
Going back to school is not just for the kids. Averett University has degree programs for working adults who want to pursue their bachelor's or master's online or on campus. Visit gps.averett.edu for more information.
Cougars lead by 5 or 6 here in this second set. They had another point before I could give you an update. 17-11 here for the Cougars. And they are having a great set right now. It's Montran on the serve.
And Lynchburg takes the point as Averett not able to keep that ball in bounds. Served by Lynchburg. And that's set up for Shropshire. Set up for Mangum. And that's Zamaya Mangum with the soft tip, able to find a gap in the defense, tacking on another point. And as you can hear in the background, the crowd with a violent roar, keeping the energy up here in the Grant Center. And that's Shropshire able to find the hardwood, tacking on another point here for your Averett Cougars.
Cougars lead by 7. I'm sorry about that, Corey. 19-12. The Cougars having a big set right now. This is huge for their momentum. Micah Patterson on the serve. And that's Miller looking for Shropshire. Another point there for the Cougars. And Corey, you kind of see what I said earlier. Volleyball is kind of like basketball in the sense that it's a game of runs.
Right.
You know, one team can go up by 6, and then the other team, next thing you know, they just had a 9-point run, and they're in the lead by 3.
Exactly right.
So 20-12 here, Cougars lead. Goes out of bounds. Cougars leading now 21-12.
And like I've always been told, it's always about the energy level. Teams with the most energy wins. And right now, Averett has a lot of energy.
And honestly, you know who brings that energy is Madison Dedez. If you look at her after every point, whether it's the first, 11th, or 20th point, Madison Dedez is excited about every win her team gets. And she's jumping around, yelling, screaming, and really making sure her team's energy level is up, even when she's on the sideline. I mean, Madison Dedez, just a catalyst and a source of energy for this Averett University basketball or volleyball team.
And speaking of Madison Dedez, she was able to get that block and get that point for Averett.
22-13 off the service error. And Patterson almost able to get up under that. We've seen her have a couple of great digs here so far in this game. 22-14. Let's see if the Cougars can get back on track here. Patterson, Miller, looking for Dedez. Dedez almost able to make something happen there for her team. And that is Frank not able to get it over the net. 23-14 here for the Cougars. Shropshire back to serve.
And I want to say that was number 15. Hosdale not able to get that ball over the net for her team as that point goes to Averett.
And let's see if the Cougars can close it out here and win this second set. Shropshire back to serve.
And that's that front line of Averett.
Frank trying to bring the heat there. Shropshire almost able to get up under it and get that dig. 24-15. Hornets trail by 9.
Lynchburg back to serve.
Miller looking for Mangum. And Mangum able to close the set out. 25-15. The Cougars lead now, or bring the set 1-1. Let's see if they can win the next 2 and pick up a big-time win here against the 7-2 Lynchburg Hornets. And we're back here live at the Grant Center. Set play tied at 1-1.
And that was Patterson not able to get underneath that one as Lynchburg takes the first point of set 3.
And really a quality set last set where that was, traditional Averett volleyball. They didn't make very many mistakes. And Montran brought the heat, but so did Leaper. Right back at you. 2-0 for the Hornets.
And Lynchburg not able to get that serve over the net. That point goes to Averett. I believe that was number 19 for Lynchburg, Aaron Farina.
And Miller almost found a gap in the defense there. And that's the front line of the Cougars. I believe that was Montran able to get her hands on it. Tied up at 2 apiece here in this set.
And Lynchburg, once again, not able to get that ball over the net. I believe that was number 4, Abby Leaper. And that point goes to Averett. Miller for the serve. And that is an ace for Miller.
And able to sneak that in that back corner is Mackenzie Miller. Precision targeting. Mackenzie Miller again. That makes it 5-2 here for the Cougars. Of course, Miller, the junior, also the daughter of head coach Danny Miller.
And once again, Miller with another ace.
And if you want to talk about a smart player, Mackenzie Miller is one of the smartest volleyball players you'll ever come around. She knows where her players are, how to set them up, and the right play to make. Mackenzie Miller been a good setter for this Averett volleyball team since her freshman year, really.
And Averett not able to get underneath the ball as Lynchburg Hornet takes the point.
6-3, Cougars lead. And this is number 5, Annie Tynes, the sophomore, on the serve for Lynchburg. Miller trying to find Montran. Montran, the easy attack there. And again, that's Frank bringing the power. Senior out of Chester, Virginia.
And that was number 11 for Lynchburg, Sydney Frank.
Frank again, just too much that time. And it looked like she kind of got it at the end of her jump.
That's a great hustle by Lynchburg.
Miller looking for Shropshire. Shropshire trying to sneak it in behind that front wall. Frank Miller looking, trying to set up Shropshire again. Lynchburg doing a good job of staying underneath the ball here.
Setting up Mangum with this. As that's a great dig by Lynchburg.
Frank with a nice dig that time, but the Cougars survive and outlast Lynchburg. Now they lead 8-4. And I think there might have been, 4 touches by the Cougars without sending it over. So Lynchburg picks up the point, 8-5.
And that point goes to Lynchburg as Mangum was not able to get the ball over the net. Cougars still lead 8-6 here in the third set. And that's Mangum able to find a hole in the defense. Getting another point for Averett as they lead 9-6. Micah Patterson back to serve. And that was number 11, Sydney Frank with the heat on that one. Able to tack on another point for her team.
And just too much lift there from Montran. 9-8 now. As Lynchburg brings it back to a more manageable game. Miller sets up Mangum. Mangum with a laser. Nice dig by Montran. Miller trying to catch the defense off guard. Lynchburg, good awareness there. And Shropshire almost able to get behind that ball and send it over the net, but out of bounds as the Cougars couldn't control it. Now it's 9-all here as Lynchburg ties it up. Timeout, here goes Danny Miller. 1-1 in set play, 9-9 here in the third set. Let's see if the Cougars can pull ahead.
What makes Averett special to me is the family-oriented and diverse background and communities. Here at Averett, we believe in one family, one team philosophy. As an RA, being able to guide people in the right direction and building a community helps me develop leadership. Also, being a leader on the football team and captain, it helps me guide people to be better each and every way.
Nine. Let's see what the Cougars can do here out of the timeout break. And Madison to Diaz.
Made me get out of my seat. Oh, my goodness.
Madison to Diaz brings that out of nowhere, honestly.
The most live I've seen. Able to get up on that one. And that's a smart tip by the Dez, catching the defense off guard. Right after she hit him with a laser, able to soften it up and get a nice little tip. Cougars now lead 11-9. And that's number 11, Sydney Frank for Lynchburg, putting pressure on the Cougars. Frank bringing her team within one.
Patterson. Miller with a clean setup for Mangum. But Mangum just too far over top of that ball.
I tell you, that one was able to get over the net It would have been some trouble for Lynchburg.
I don't think anybody would have been able to stop that one. 11-11, Frank back to serve.
And just a little too strong for the Hornets. I believe that was number 11, Frank. Not able to keep that serve in bounds. Cougars take the point. And we have a little discussion with the coach of Lynchburg and the ref. Mangum with the serve. And just a little too strong. Not able to keep that in bounds. As that point goes to Lynchburg as they tie it all at 12. And that was Montran able to sneak in a tip. A smart maneuver by Montran.
Morgan Barnes sneaks into the game for the Cougars.
That was number 16 for Lynchburg, Natalie Lavelle. Just a little too short, not able to get that ball over the net as that point goes to Averett. And that was the Dez back for the serve and just a little too strong. Giving Lynchburg the point, 14-13, Cougars. Lynchburg with the serve. And that's Mackenzie Miller with the smart maneuver. The little back tip defense was definitely not expecting that one. And right back at you, number 16, Natalie Lavelle for Lynchburg. Attacking on another point here for her team. And that was the setup for Shropshire as she's able to find a hole in the defense with some power on that kill. As Cougars lead 16-14.
Freshman Lauren Montran back to serve. And Lynchburg, that was Frank not able to quite get to the ball off the setup. And kind of falls to the ground harmlessly. Lynchburg calls a timeout. Your Cougars lead it by 3, 17-14. Let's see if they can close out here in the third set. Cougars lead 17-14, up by 3 here in the third set. Mangum almost finding a soft spot in the defense there. And Zamaya Mangum, just too much force, too much power for Lynchburg to control. 18-14.
It's a bad woman right there.
Montran back to serve again. And Frank able to get her team back on board.
And that's just a little too strong on the serve for Lynchburg as that point goes to Averett as they lead 19-15.
Patterson, Miller looking for Shropshire, and it ends in a point. Miller, such a good assister and setter for the Cougars. Currently coming into the game, she led the USA South with 8.6 assists per set and ranked second overall with 312 total assists. Cougars keep it alive. It was a good job by the Cougars to stay with it.
And that's a great dig by Montran, the freshman.
Frank gets it sent right back at her. Lynchburg needs to send it over. Shropshire, Miller looking for Mangum. Mangum with the easy over. 20-15, the Cougars lead it here. And that ball goes out of bounds.
(21-15) Cougars.
Timeout Lynchburg. Let's see if they can keep it up. 4 more points and they take home set number 3. My name is Eddie Glenn, and you're watching the Averett Sports Network. Micah Patterson back to serve. And just like that, the Cougars out of the timeout break stay to their winning ways, 22-15.
That's Lynchburg struggling to get that ball over the net. Look like a lack of communication.
And Frank not able to get it past the defense of Averett. That's Maddie Dedez. And I tell you what, Corey, not a lot of people are going to get the ball past Maddie Dedez.
Not at all. Her vertical, very high.
23-15 here for the Cougars. Kenzie Miller. And Patterson almost took that one to the face there. So the Cougars will eat that point for the safety of their players. 23-16. Miller almost able to find her way to the court. And Lynchburg keeps it inbounds, sneaks it inbounds to pick up point number 17. Shropshire. Nadez almost able to find the gap, had the right idea. Nadez looking for Shropshire. And the Cougars 24-17.
Shropshire able to find the hardwood on that one. Let's see if she can serve Averett out here for this match point here in the third set.
And that's Sprink keeping them in the game. So Frink will step back to serve Leaper into the game. Patterson. Miller looking for Dadez. And Dadez. Letting out all of her anger and frustration out on that one. That one goes sailing way out of bounds. 24-19. Patterson. Miller looking for Mangum this time. Mangum almost able to sneak her point in there. And Stolo not able to get the dig in. 24-20 now. The Cougars just 1 point away from victory, but just need 1 point to close it out.
Lynchburg not trying to let that happen.
And just like that, off the service area, the Cougars win the third set. Cougars go up 2-1 in set action. Let's see if they can win the fourth set and go home the victors.
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor. It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
What makes Averett special to me is the family-oriented and diverse background and communities. Here at Averett, we believe in one family, one team philosophy. As an RA, being able to guide people in the right direction and building a community helps me develop leadership. Also, being a leader on the football team and captain, it helps me guide people to be better each and every way.
We are here live in the Grant Center where the Cougars lead it in the fourth set. They're up 2-1. The Cougars with a really good past 2 sets. Knocked the cobwebs out in that first set, let Lynchburg take it away, but the Cougars able to come strong and win 2 unanswered sets. Mackenzie Miller back to serve for the Cougars. And that was Leaper able to get under there with the dig. Patterson with a nice dig herself. Shropshire trying to keep it alive. And she does. That was a great athletic play by Sarah Shropshire. Montran. Montran again. Head coach Elizabeth Ellinger in her 14th season here at Lynchburg. And I always say it, Corey, if you're a coach with 10 plus years at a school, that means you're doing something right. A lot of coaches don't last that long, and to have that kind of tenure, 14 years or really 25 years, and what a kill there by Sarah Shropshire. But 25 years in the case of Danny Miller, I mean, it's really rare to see that kind of tenure from head coaches. 1-1. Cougars able to tie it up. Montran on the serve. And too much power from Lynchburg. Comes off the hands of Patterson just a little too hot.
It's a good dig by Montran. And that's a setup for Mangum. As that ball goes off the defender's hands, selling out of bounds, at that point goes to your Cougars.
Micah Patterson on the serve for the Cougars. Not enough lift as it runs into the net. 3-2. And this will be Alexis Davies Hackenberg, the sophomore out of Virginia Beach, Virginia. And Corey, whenever you meet somebody from Virginia Beach, what do they always say? Oh, I'm from the 757. From the 7-5. 4-2, Lynchburg leads. And Davies Hackenberg sends it out of bounds that time.
Sarah Shropshire back to serve.
Like head coach Danny Miller had a question for the referee there, Sarah Shropshire. As you mentioned, back to serve. Cougars trail by 1 point here in the fourth set. Frank bringing the heat. Miller looking for Mangum. And not able to find what she was looking for.
And that's Amaya Mangum.
Mangum, I mean, really putting everything she has into every shot. I tell you what, Corey, I'm glad I'm up in the broadcast booth and not one of the volleyball players that's got to stand in front of that. Out of bounds.
And that's Frank, just a little too much mustard on that one as that goes selling out of bounds.
And the Cougars they're able to tie it up now at 4 apiece. Well, it looks like it's 5-4 Lynchburg. Looks like the point went to Lynchburg there. And Sarah Connolly on the serve. Good play there by Miller and Dedez.
And Mantra not able to get underneath the ball in time as that point goes to Lynchburg.
And too much for Scolo to control. And that was Bria Hayward, a sophomore from Newport News, Virginia. And that was just good defense there. It looks like the point goes to the Cougars. That makes it 7-5.
That's Amaya Mangum with the serve. And that's the setup for Montran. And she's able to get a point on the board for the Averett Cougars.
And I tell you what, with Zamaya Mangum being a sophomore and Montran only being a freshman, the Cougars have a very good attack. And really with Shropshire as well, she's only a sophomore. The Cougars have a good attacking core to look forward to for the next 3 or 4 years.
And that was the Dez and Montran building the wall, able to get that block and getting the point for the Cougars. All tied at 7 apiece. And Lynchburg tacking on another point. It's number 3, Lauren Stanford for Lynchburg back to serve. And that's Miller. Being able to get that ball, finding a soft spot in the defense.
8-8, this game goes back and forth. Neither team able to jump out and take clear control of this set.
And that's that front line of Averett. That was number 15, Morgan Barnes, and number 5, Mackenzie Miller.
Lynchburg does a good job of staying alive there. Cougars lead by 1. Montran almost able to find a soft spot there. This is Leeper. And Leeper brings the heat and ties the game back up. And that's going to be a 4-touch violation for the Cougars. Lynchburg picks up that point. And that's Patterson not able to get the right touch off of her arm.
And that's number 4 of Lynchburg, Abby Leeper, finding a soft spot in the defense as that point goes to Lynchburg as they lead 12-9, and that's a timeout for Averett.
Lynchburg leads by 3. Miller looking for Montran. Montran bringing the heat there.
It's a great dig by Patterson. And Averett not able to corral the ball and get it back over the net as that point goes to Lynchburg Hornets as they take the 13-9 lead. And that's Montran, the freshman, bringing the heat. Tacking on the point for the Cougars as they trail by 3.
Out of bounds as that was a little bit too much power there from Emma Drake, the sophomore out of Newsoms, Virginia. And the Cougars doing a good job of finding a gap in the defense, and just like that, it's a 13-12 match. And you know Coach Danny Miller would like nothing more than to win this set right here and go home with a 3-1 victory against a 7-2 Lynchburg volleyball team.
And that's another ace by Mackenzie Miller.
13-13. Good dig there by Micah Patterson. Cougars able to keep it alive. Now Lynchburg having a scramble and get back in position. Patterson, Miller looking for Montran. Montran almost able to find a gap there. (13-13) as we go back and forth. That's Leeper. And too much power for that Averett defense to control. Here we go. This is number 5, Annie Tynes on the serve for Lynchburg. Miller looking for Montran. And the Cougars come away with another point. They're 14-14 now.
This is a great back and forth going on right now.
Neither team wanting to go out this easy. And what a block there by Number 15, Morgan Barnes, the freshman. She stands 5'11" from Cornelius, North Carolina. Standing in there all alone.
And that's a point for the Cougars as they go up 16-14.
I think there might have been a positioning error there. I'm not sure what the call was down on the sideline. Nevertheless, 16-14, the Cougars have the momentum. Lauren Montran back to serve. And Micah Patterson was able to keep that alive with her foot, but no teammates over there able to corral. So 16-15, Lynchburg back on the board. And you got to think within the next two serves here, Madison Nadez will work her way back on the court. Miller looking for Mangum. And that's Frink, excuse me. Able to tie this game back up. Number 16, Natalie Lavelle, back to serve for the Hornets. Patterson. And that's going to be a double tap on Bria Hayward. And right on cue, there comes Madison Nadez, 17-16, as the Cougars need to close out here. Patterson steps back to serve. And what a job there by Micah Patterson, able to put the ball precisely where she wanted it to. And a timeout, Lynchburg, 18-16. Cougars lead by 2 and lead by 1 in set play. Let's see if they can close out here in the fourth set.
Across divisions, sports, championships, and schools for nearly 500,000 student athletes. College sports create lifelong opportunity, and that starts with education. We've raised the academic bar, so more are earning degrees, creating healthier campuses by working with the nation's brightest minds, and making sure more have the chance to succeed and are supported on their journey. But beyond the numbers, it's about opportunity, and we're working to provide it for every student athlete.
(18-16), the Cougars lead it.
And that ball goes sailing out of bounds. Lynchburg not able to keep it in. As that point goes to the Cougars, leading now 19-16.
Mangum off her back foot. Able to make something happen. The Cougars go up 20-16 now. And another timeout for Lynchburg. The Cougars 5 points away from picking up their third win of the year here on the Averett Sports Network. Micah Patterson back to serve for the Cougars. The Cougars lead by 4. It's 20-16. 21-16, excuse me. Patterson back to serve again. That ball goes sky high. Miller looking for Shropshire. And Shropshire makes something happen there. It's going to be 22-16.
As you can hear the energy from the stands. Love to hear that.
Frank finds the net and the Averett defense, 23-16 now. The Cougars 2 points away from putting the conference on notice and getting back to their winning ways. Miller. Patterson looking for Shropshire. And Shropshire not able to get the look that she quite wanted. Still 23-17 now. Lynchburg making a few subs. Alexis Davies Hackenberg on the serve for the Hornets. Miller looking for Mangum.
And she's able to find the hardwood.
Zamaya Mangum brings this Averett Cougars volleyball team 1 point closer.
Not a bad time to go to her at this moment.
Absolutely, and look for them to either look for her or Shropshire right here. Hayward, Shropshire, Miller looking for Mangum. Mangum
able to bring it home.
And just like that, the Cougars win 3 sets to 1, 25-17, and the Cougars go up 3-7 on the season and beating the 7-2, now 7-3 recorded Lynchburg Hornets, and that is a big win here for the Cougars. And that puts the Cougars, I believe, on a 3-game winning streak. Be sure to join us again as the Cougars play again home September 21st against Maryville at 11 a.m. and then they will play against Bridgewater at 3 p.m. on the same day. For everybody in the Sports Information Department and Corey Baldwin, my name is Eddie Glenn, and we've enjoyed having you here.